Chris Gagne, Calvin Castine,
Take your time.
George Brendler Field and Shazy.
Say that again, I just plugged in the mic.
I'll start over for you, Calvin. This is Chris Gagne along with Calvin Castine, Hometown Cable, and we're at beautiful George Brendler Field in Shazy, New York. And
you got to point out that the field is beautiful, not George Brendler.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't want that to go to George's head. But.
And we have Northeastern Clinton Cougars playing the Beekmantown Eagles. Eagles home team, the #1 seed in the Section 7 playoffs, Class B. There's a cross into the middle. That was Avery Durgan. Eagles over on the left side. That's Waters to the end line, looking across it right into the 6-yard box. And the Eagles putting some heavy pressure on here to start. There's a big shot just over the crossbar. So Eagles coming out strong here in this semifinal Class B sectional game. Beekmantown getting to the semis via a bye for being the top seed. The Cougars coming off a 2-0 victory on Tuesday night over the Peru Indians. That game played at Northeastern Clinton. We'll have Marley Sample in the middle of the field looking back for Southwick. That's broken up by the Eagles. Will be Waters on the far side. Kirsten Villamar back to Waters. Waters doing a fine job there of trying to save that, and just a little too much, and over the end line the Cougars will have a goal kick.
Not that the Eagles need an advantage, but with that sun right now, Chris, they've got a decided advantage with the keeper looking into the sun.
That is true, and shouldn't be long here, and the sun will be going behind the trees. There's a long shot taken by Villamar. Villamar very capable of scoring from that location. We've seen it in the past couple of years, so Emmerich's going to have to be on her toes at all times tonight. Beautiful night tonight, perfect soccer weather, 64 degrees when I got out of the vehicle. It's a 5 o'clock start tonight. We have a slight breeze out of the west, and as Calvin said, a little sun in the eyes for these players. Villamar on the far side, she crosses that ball. McComb getting a foot on that, and Houghton will clear that one out. Number 7, Danielle Dyke for the Eagles, looking across it, and that's off Arroyo, and over the end line, the Eagles getting their first corner kick of the game. So 3 minutes in, the Eagles taking a corner kick, and it'll be a quick one. That's into Anna Drapo. And Villamar getting a nice shot off, low to the corner, and Emmerich making that save. So the Cougars coming out tonight looking to play a defensive game against the Eagles. Looks like they're running 5 players back on defense, 4 in the midfield, and Marley Sample, the lone offensive player for the Cougars. She's collects the ball looking for some help. We'll have Royer on the left side. Dumas getting her first touch of the game, and she'll chip it in just outside of the 18 and off an Eagle defender, and they'll clear it out the far sideline. Hassano pinching in from the defensive end, and once again cleared out by Jenna Tremblay. So lineup for tonight's game, the Beekmantown Eagles, we have 0 Bailey Carter. Goalkeeper, number 1 Kelsey Baker, 2 Alyssa Waters, 4 Jenna Tremblay, 5 Emma Beach, 6 Leah Casey, 7 Danielle Dyke, 8 Raylan Winnock, 9 Avery Durgan, 10, Riley Fissette. 12, Maya Ledoux. 13, Kirsten Villamere. 14, Hallie Hurwitz. 15, Madison Tatro. 17, Olivia Scott. 19, Saha Tisdale. 22, Anna Drapo. And McDonough looking to cross that, and it goes over the end line. The Eagles will have a goal kick. 23, Avery Scott. The manager, Kaylee Blaze. Assistant coaches, Julie King, Ashley Terry, Jill Rock, John Chapman, and the head coach, Mr. Pete Bursick. Lizzie Roberts on the far side, matched up with Madison Tatro. And that ball goes out of bounds. Tatro with a quick throw in. And McDonough will throw this in for the Cougars. So the Eagles clearing that one out. That was Jenna Trombley sending a long ball in, and we will have Rowell looking to turn this back up the field. She has 2 Eagle players closing in on her, and she'll play that over the sideline right in front of her bench, and Danielle Dyke will throw that in. Riley Fissette getting away from the pressure, plays it back to Hallie Hurwitz, and the Cougars will send that up to midfield as Marley Sample chases that ball down. Sample taking that ball away, looking to break into the middle. Sample with the defender coming in, she's pushed off the ball, and the Eagles will play that one out. So good effort there by Sample. Royer taking a long shot, about 25 yards out. That'll be slow roller on the ground, and Kelsey Baker out to pick that one up. Cougars given plenty of time here to settle that ball. Played back to McComb. Danielle Dyke has that one broken up by Liz Roberts. Roberts looking to switch fields. McDonough getting a good bounce there. She's going to turn the wheels on down the right side, takes a shot, and it'll be wide to her side and over the end line. So line up for the Cougars tonight. In goal, starting Katarina Emmerich, number 1 Kaya McComb, 2 Caitlin Southwick, 3 Maggie LaFountain, 4 Gabby Dumas, 5 Natalie Rao, 6 Addison Sample, 7 Lizzie Roberts, 8 Hannah Gordon, 9 Allison Gregoire, 10 Arlie LaFountain, 11 Adriana Hollister, 12 Brinley LaFountain, 13 Marley Sample, 14 Bryn Sample, 15 Brianna Guerin, 16 Riley Passano, 17 Aisla McDonough, 18 Emily Royer, 19 Paige Letourneau, 20 Carissa Gay, 21 Caitlin Houghton, 22 Olivia Gagnon, 23 Leah McComb, 24 Emily Boyer, 25 Haley Letourneau, and the backup goalkeeper Abby Racine. Assistant coach for the Cougars, Mr. Matat. JV coach and assistant, Mr. McKenna Hunter, and the head coach, Mr. Tim Supernaw.
Is Tim Matat listed?
Now you can go. Go to it. Go to it.
So Rowell given time here to settle that ball. She looks up to Kate Houghton in the middle. Houghton looking for some help, playing back to Dumas. Cougars trying to get some short passing going here. Roy looking across the field to McDonough. McDonough taking that one to the corner, and we will have the Cougars' first corner kick of the game here. We're down to about just over 10 minutes gone. Correction, just under 10 minutes gone. And McDonough will take this corner kick for the Cougars. Nice ball player in his 6-yard box, and that's headed out by the Eagles defense. Royer will track that one down. As Danielle Dyke putting pressure on, and Ball deflected over to Villamere in the middle. Waters breaking down the left side of the field, and McComb stepping over to collect that one. Facette playing it back to the sideline. And Roberts doing a nice job of taking that one away from Villamere. Villamere having another outstanding season, last year's league MVP, and this year the leading scorer by far in the Northern Soccer League. And we'll have our first substitutes of the game. It'll be for the Cougars coming into the game. Number 12, Brindley LaFountain, and Royer will catch a quick break here. Referees for tonight's game: Mr. Labarge, Mr. Bayshard, and we have Mr. Norton. Southwick going down on that tackle, a little slow to get up, and we'll have a stoppage in play and a foul called on the Eagles. Dumas taking this free kick for the Cougars. That ball played back out to Waters, and back and forth in midfield. Roberts turning the ball, going to the right sideline to a breaking McDonough, and unable to corral that one, and we'll have a Eagles throw in. Hassanel playing a long ball in, and that's headed out by Emma Beach. Long ball played back into the Cougars' defensive end as Avery Durgan chases that one down. Her and Passano going at it on the far side. Durgan coming away, turning it inside, waiting for her offense to catch up. We'll have Villamere with a big cross and on top of the net. So the Eagles, the defending Class B girls champion here in Section 7. I believe, Calvin, is it 3 years in a row?
That'd be my guess.
I believe it's 3 years in a row now that they've won the Class B crown, and looking to make it a fourth one this year. Our other semifinal game being played right after this one right here at George Brendler Field at 7 p.m. It'll be the number 2 Saranac Chiefs against the number 3 Plattsburgh High Hornets. And the Eagles will make their first substitutions of the game. I believe it'll be after this goal kick. Next stoppage will be number 6, Leah Casey, and 17, Olivia Scott, coming into the game for the Eagles. Villamere chesting that ball down. Ball deflected inside the box, and Emmerich on her toes coming out to grab that ball. Danielle Dyke taking that ball away, looks to cross it right at Emmerich, and a bounce, and Emmerich recovers as it rolls off of her legs. So in the first regular season game, it'd be the first meeting between these two teams. The Eagles coming away victorious in Beekmantown, 5-4 victory over the Cougars, and then at Northeastern, their second meeting of the regular season. Eagles also won in that one. I'm not exactly sure what it was. I think it was 4-1, Calvin.
It wasn't pretty, whatever it was.
All right, I wasn't there for it, but I believe it was 4-1, 5-1, somewhere in there. So that ball played into the middle of the field. Villamere calling off her defensive player, takes a long shot, and Emmerich will pick that one up in front of her net.
Villamere is a few shades darker than the last time I saw her hair.
Used to be blonde?
Well, blonde.
Brown? Light brown?
Yeah. Just watching the hair, I didn't recognize her.
Colm clearing that out of the 18 for the Cougars. And Lizzie Roberts looking to break up the field, and nice tackle there by Olivia Scott.
Girls, we're waiting too long to come out when we clear. Hey, she's right next to you.
So Eagle throw in.
It looked like that ball was deflected, but we're a long ways away.
Settle. To the flag again.
Dumas looking to the sideline, and nobody there for the Cougars. Will have throw in for the Eagles. Almost in front of their bench.
Pressure, pressure.
It's Hallie Hurwitz looking up for Leah Casey, and that deflects off of Casey and out of bounds. So 22, Olivia Gagne coming into the game for the first time.
No, you're playing left right now. I want you on left. Okay. So now it's Gabby. It's Gabby and you.
So Emily Royer coming back into the game, giving Aislinn McDonough a rest on the right side of the field.
Force in the middle a little bit. Kate, you go up. Gabby, you take a step back.
Coach Supernaw making his player adjustments, and Houghton going down there. Play on. Lizzie Roberts inside the 18 takes a nice hard shot, and that's deflected by Emma Beach. So the Eagles breaking out on the left side. That's Olivia Scott playing a long ball up to Durgan. Durgan and McComb. McComb defending that, and the Cougars will have a goal kick.
Riley, move up. When we're Riley, when we're in the attacking end, you move up. Huh? Emma takes her.
Gagne with a goal kick. That'll be back to the Eagles. The fans getting a little excited on the far side with the pushing, and Houghton doing a good job taking that ball away. Gets it up to Sample. Sample all alone up there for the Cougars.
Riley, keep moving up, Riley.
And the Cougars looking to push up that ball into Marley Sample. Houghton chipping it to the left side, and Brindley LaFountain will track this one down.
Settle that. Kate, you had time to settle that. Get a good one.
Roberts taking off the ball, and Villamere comes away with it. Sends a nice ball between Durgan and Mr. Norton, catching the offsides.
It's on the kick, Barry. Now you're kidding. No kidding. I'm standing right next to you telling you he's offside.
Mr. Norton and Mr. Bursick going back and forth. Bursick getting a warning from the referee. And Gagno will take this free kick from just on her side of the defensive end. Gagno playing a long ball up to the 18, and that's headed by Hurwitz. Leah Casey playing that ball up the sideline, and that'll be out of bounds. So Arlie LaFountain coming into the game, giving Marley Sample a break. So the Cougars catching a break on that offsides call as Durgan appeared to be gone with that ball. We'll have a foul called on Avery Scott. She's a little extracurricular activity there. Gagno set to take this free kick from her end. Southwick back to Gagno. Gagno playing a long ball up, and it's broken up by Jenna Tremblay. Nice give and go on this near side right in front of us. That was Villamere and Leah Casey. Villamere pulling it back to the middle, and she's going to take a shot from there. Low weak shot, and Southwick breaking that one up. Southwick giving her right back to her. And Villamere attempting to cross that, and it's deflected out of bounds. So we're down 18 minutes left here in the first half. Still no score between the Cougars. Durgan in the box, taking a shot or a cross, deflected, and Emmerich out to make that save. So back and forth at midfield, no team really gaining any ground. And Villamere quickly stepping up, some nice footwork, pulls it to the left side. She's all alone, takes a long shot and over the top of the net. So some nice footwork there by Villamere, rifling a shot about 22 yards out, and the Cougars will make a substitution. We have Marley Sample coming into the game, Aislinn McDonough. Marley Sample catching the headlines for the Cougars on Tuesday night against Peru. Scoring the Cougars' first goal, assisting on the second one, but I'd have to say the turning point of the game for the Cougars, and I'd say probably the highlight, was the Indians heading the ball over Cougar goalkeeper Katarina Emmerich, ball destined for the back of the net, and as it was on the goal line, Sample very nicely cleared it. There's a shot, and wide to the right of Emmerich. Sample coming back from the offensive end, doing a fine job of clearing that ball out and preventing a goal, so that could have been a game changer had the Indians tied the game. So into the game we have, I believe it was Danielle Dyke and Anna Drapo for the Eagles. Drapo on the right side, Danielle Dyke looking to make a run, and Draper goes down as play goes on.
If you can get to that, you call her off and kick it.
Come on, drop, Ellie. Red. Deflection, red. Right here's good. Come on, ladies. Come on. Back up behind your coach there. Mike. Danny, back this way.
So ball thrown into the Eagles. Villamere one-on-one, and see what she does here. She turns it to the right side, overlapping with Dyke. Crosses the ball right to Emmerich, and Emmerich not allowing any rebound on that one. So, little mix up there between Beach and Jenna Tremblay, and the Cougars look to capitalize on that. McDonough going down on that tackle. She gets up quickly, and the Eagles looking to run it up past midfield. That's Villamere crossing it to the left side as Durgan cuts in, and that's deflected out by Passano. So Durgan making a nice run across the field, and Passano cutting that play off. Riley Brissett throwing this ball in. Southwick heads up play, lets that one ride, and the Cougars will have a goal kick. So Cougars sending in 2 subs. Down to 12:45 left here in the first half. We'll have Gabby Dumas and Lizzie Roberts coming in. Gagnon and Houghton catch a break here as the first half winds down.
Settle.
Beach pulling that ball back over to Brissett. And Hurwitz looking up to Dyke. Nice job of McDonough to break that up, and sends it right back to the Eagles defenders.
Avery, to the side of the ball, please.
So Sample motioning for Arlie LaFountain to make, Royer to make a run. She had nobody to pass to there, and we'll have 2 Cougars on the ball on the far side and out of bounds, and the Eagles will take a quick throw in. Southwick doing a nice job of clearing that as Villamere was looking to capitalize on any misplay there. Tatro is playing that one as Sample takes it away. Send it back to Royer. Royer sending it to the middle of the field. Lizzie Roberts coming back. Roberts looking to take a shot there and just could not get a clear shot on it. Rowell chipping this ball back into the 18. Dyke following her mistake and grabs that ball, and her and Macomb battling as Dyke goes down. Macomb continues on and does a nice job playing that up the field. Drapo playing it to the corner. Dyke looking across it back into the 18, and that's sent over the end line by Marley Sample. So the Eagles will take their Second corner kick here. Jenna Tremblay making a trip up from the defensive position to take this one. So the Eagles lined up at the 18. Does not appear they'll play this one short this time. And ball chipped high to the top of the 18 and sent out by Sample. Passano clearing that one out as the Cougars coaching staff yelling for the Cougars to pull up and clear the zone. Dyke on the far side, she's rolled off the ball. Play goes on, and Mr. Norton calling for a stoppage in play, and we'll have a Cougar goal kick. Bellemare on the far side, pulling that ball back. She's got two Cougar defenders on her, looking to cross it in, and that's broken up by Dumas.
Come on, White, let's get one right here.
Eagles corner from the far side. Bellemare will take this one. Eagles break it in from the 18. Once again out at the top of the 18 on that corner kick. And Hurwitz unable to gather that one up. She's rode out of bounds, and it'll be an Eagles throw in. Riley Bissett looking to the middle, and Royer taking that ball away. So a little confusion in the middle there by both teams as Bellemare comes away with it. She races down the far left side into the 18 and pierces as she went down, and to the dismay of the Eagles fans, no call there. And we'll have a Cougar goal kick. Eagle fans chanting over there for their team. Let's go Eagles. As they look to break this 0-0 tie before halftime.
Drop, Ellie, drop!
So McDonough playing a long ball up to the Eagles defense. That's sent up the field by Jenna Tremblay, and Passano heading that ball right back to Bellemare. Bellemare just stepping over the ball on her heel, and her and Bellemare battling on the far side, shoulder to shoulder. Bellemare once again coming away with it, sends a ball into the 18, and making a dive and save is Katarina Emmerich as she had the Eagles closing in on her. So good pressure there by the Eagles. Excellent job by Emmerich making that save, keeping her team in this game, keeping it 0-0 here in the first half. So Durgan a little slow getting up. We'll have a foul called in the center of the field, and things getting a little heated here, Calvin. Definitely playoff time. Ooh, Southwick going down with a shoulder there from Alyssa Waters. And we'll have a stoppage in play. I believe the referee will be pulling out a yellow card. So Southwick will be coming off the field as here's Agano will be going in to replace her. So So on the kick, we'll be back in play here. Gagne set to take this one. The intensity picking up here as we're down to about 5 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the first half, still 0-0. The Cougars defensively doing a good job so far, and you just got to keep their heads here and no mental mistakes. This Beekmantown offense is potent, and once it gets rolling, it's hard to stop. Good tackle there between Danielle Dyke and Rao. It appeared as Durgan and Dumas had to hold each other's jerseys at one point, so Gagne battling with Villamere. Villamere was a nice footwork, and Royer over to clear that one out of bounds. Villamere definitely can turn a player in circles, and the thing they got to do is just contain as Villamere extending her arms with Royer on that play. So, game's definitely getting a little physical, and from what I gathered last game, Calvin, it got physical up at Northeastern as well.
Yes, the old-fashioned soccer game.
Old-fashioned kick, run, and push. Last one standing wins?
Yes.
No. You hate to see it end up that way because it takes away from the skill of the game that some of these players have, and obviously you don't want to see anybody getting hurt. So Royer looking up the field, but unable to play that ball up the field as Coach Supernaw is yelling to her to serve that up the field. Ball thrown in from center of the field. And Southwick back into the game on the right side as Gagne moves to the middle. Sample all alone with 4 defenders around her up there, and no one to pass to as the Eagles look to clear that one out. Roberts taking a long shot from the outside, and Baker steps to the side of the net to gather that one.
Touch! Good ball!
That ball sent in between the left side of the Eagles defense, and nobody there to pick that one up. Royer in the middle of the field has it taken away, and the Eagles once again sending it up, and Southwick sending it back. So Roberts pushes that ball to the middle of the field, and no coup there. We'll have McDonough looking to shoot, and that's blocked by Anna Drapo. Gagne sending the ball over to the left corner, and McDonough will look to close in on that one as she deflects it out of bounds. Down to 1 minute and 30 seconds here as play will continue right here in front of us. Hurwitz throwing this in. Looking for Dyke, and that's knocked out of bounds by the Cougars.
Clear the spot!
Arla Fountain coming into the game, and Roy will make her way to the sideline. So Gagnon in the middle field. She's looking to take a shot, and that'll be wide to the side of the net, and Baker will pick that one at the top of the 6-yard box as time winds down here in the first half. The sun has gone down and should no longer have any effect on this game. Gagnon misplaying that ball. Goes back to McComb, and she sends it out of bounds. Eagles, the last quick chance here. McComb safely playing it over the end line, and that'll be the end of the first half here in Shazy. This is the Section 7 Class B semifinal game between the Cougars and the Eagles, and we have a 0-0 tie.
False start.
All right, little false start there. It's the start of the second half here between the Eagles and Cougars.
But the camera wasn't ready, that's why they restarted it.
They do anything for you, Calvin.
Oh, yeah.
So the start of the second half, 0-0 tie up to this point, and I'm sure the Cougars are pretty happy with the results of the first half. Eagles put quite a bit of pressure on and just unable to get the ball in the back of the net. Some good scoring opportunities, and Cougars taking some shots, but most of them blocked by the Eagles defense. So Roberts switching fields in that play over to McDonough. Ball back to Passano as she looks to the middle of the field. You see Roberts a little footwork and sends a ball down into the 18 between the Eagles defense, and Baker coming off her line, picking that up at the 18, and we'll have a stoppage in play here as Jenna Trombley is down at the top of the arc. I didn't see what happened there.
She's a big part of their defense.
All right, and play will start again here as Jenna Trombley was down with an injury, and she comes off the field, and she's back at midfield waiting to go in.
I was just going to predict that she'll be back real soon. You ruined my prediction, Chris.
Halftime wasn't long enough. She wanted to go a little longer.
Outside!
And that ball played outside by Maddie Tatro.
Danny, you gotta help out!
Cougars moving into their offensive end, looking to put some offensive pressure up on the Eagles defense as that's cleared out by Facette.
Come on, Ryan! Find a foot. Avery, that's you.
Houghton chipping that over the head of the defense. That was Tatro, and McDonough unable to gather that ball as
Keep going.
Drapo turns up the sideline. Avoids that tackle by Houghton. McComb stepping over from the sweeper position. Sends that up to the Beekmantown bench. So Trombley, after a quick break, will be back in. And Raylene Winnock, who went in for Trombley on that injury, will come back out. That ball just over the foot of Waters, and it'll be out of bounds.
Good job, good job.
So Villamere sending it to the right side to a streaking Danielle Dyke as she tries to gather that one, and off her foot and over the end line.
Come on, White, lock it in here. Find somebody.
So the Saranac Chiefs showing up for the second game tonight. They're just arriving at the field here now. I'm sure they'll spend a little time watching this game, scouting out their possible opponent for the championship game. McDonough fighting off that tackle. She got one defender in front of her. She sends it down the sideline, turning the wheels on, looking to cut the corner, crosses it, and that's deflected out of bounds. McDonough with another attempt at a cross, and that's deflected off of Waters, and McDonough will have a corner kick.
Flag is just hanging there, Chris.
The wind has died down. The sun's gone down. Temperature's going to start to drop, Calvin. Low corner kick there, and that's easily cleared out by Waters. Passano looking to punch that ball in, and no one was there. Passano going to have to hustle to get back on this one. Durgan trying to chase that ball down, and she just had a little too much on that one. Nice throw there by Passano. Sample tipping that to the defense and trying to chase it down, but being the only offensive player there, she had no one to go to. Mr. Labarge calls a stoppage and tells the Cougars to back themselves up on that throw. Ball played across the field. We had no Cougars there. That one's sent up to Durgan, and we'll have a stoppage for a handball. That ball chipped over the defense. A Sample sneaks in. Sample looking to collect that ball. Gets shot. Breaks it all alone. Takes a shot. And a beautiful save by Baker. Baker going down to her side and making a great save. Lizzie Roberts looking to get a shot off and broken up by the Eagles defense. So that was by far the best opportunity of this game for the Cougars. And it appeared as though Sample was going to bury that one in the back of the net. And Baker said otherwise. Well, Sample having a good season here with the Cougars. She's only a freshman, and I can guarantee she's going to have a lot of good seasons ahead of her. Scoring several goals and making an immediate impact here for the Cougars this season. That ball out of bounds over the end line, and the Eagles will have a goal kick. So the Eagles will switch to the far side on this goal kick. Both teams transitioning to the far side of the field. Villamere sending the ball up to Durgan on the right side, and McComb able to cut that one off before Durgan took off with it. Villamere playing a high ball into the net, and Emmerich knocking that one to the ground and safely picks it up. Waters sending this up to Durgan. Durgan calling for it, and McComb breaking that one up. Another long ball played up to Sample. Sample and Jenna Trombley battling, and we have a player down right here in front of us. We got Anna Drapo on the ground here with some type of injury, so we'll have a stoppage in play here with 30 minutes and 55 seconds left in the second half. So we don't smell them. Makes me hungry.
Smell them, Mickey, for those.
Yes. We good? All right, Cougars on the restart here. We had an injury to 22 Anna Drapo. She's currently on the sideline, some type of lower leg injury, and wish her the best and hope to see her back in the game here. So the Eagles have a goal kick, once again switching to the far side of the field.
Avery! Avery! Avery, stop!
So the Eagles looking to move up the field here. That'll be Durgan and Villamere. A little give and go on the right side. Villamere crossing that ball over the foot of McComb, and Emmerich safely grabbing that one. So nice punt there by Emmerich right to half field. And no Cougar in the gap there to pick that one up as Villamere comes back to help out her defense. Lizzie Roberts sending that one outside, and that is Hollister playing that ball. Number 11, that I believe is her, this is her first varsity action, being moved up from the JV squad at the end of the season. Villamere playing a long ball up, and that one goes right to the foot of McComb. So the Eagles playing several balls up here, chipping it or sending it through the Cougars defense, only to have McComb stepping up from the sweeper position to clear those balls out. So Southwick will go to the left side on defense as Houghton comes back into the game. She'll replace Natalie Rao. So Villamere turning the wheels on as she rounds the corner at midfield and has a good head of steam going, and she takes out a Cougar player, and I believe we'll just have a foul called on that one. So her and Southwick still going at it. Southwick picking up a yellow card in the first half after Villamere was called for a foul on Southwick. So we'll have to watch that matchup as the game goes on. We're down to 27.5 minutes. Gagnon with a nice free kick up to her offense. And Hollister playing strong in there, crossing the ball into the 18, and LaFountain sent it to the far side of the field, and there'll be no Cougar there. Passano with time to play this. Dumas miskicking that one, but stays with it and playing it back to Passano. That's Houghton in the middle of the field. Hollister on the left side looking to take a shot, and that's broken up by Danielle Dyke. Houghton moving to the left side. She's being Pushed away from the 18 by Emma Beach.
Go back and help.
Roberts picking that one up. She's inside the 18, and that's cleared again by the Beekmantown defense. So the Eagles the Cougars putting some offensive pressure on here. And I would imagine this is making the Eagles just a little bit nervous. Roberts down to the end line, trying to keep it in, and that'll go out of bounds.
It's sure getting noisy over in the bleachers there, Chris.
Noise gets louder as it gets darker, Calvin.
Reminds me of a flock of birds heading south, stopping to visit in the trees.
Well, it's been a long time since the Cougars have defeated the Eagles in sectionals, so I'm sure it'd be a sweet moment for all the fans and the players tonight if they're able to accomplish that.
Not for the Beekmantown fans.
No, but I can tell you right now that with 25 minutes left in the second half, I think there's maybe a little more urgency on the side of the Eagles. I heard Coach Bursick talking to his girls during the injury timeout, and he just kept saying, we just got to get one, just got to get one. So I think the longer this game goes on without a goal, Calvin, I think the better off the Cougars are going to be. Durgan and Gagnon on the right side. Durgan beating Gagnon, and that's sent out of bounds by Southwick. So Sample all alone in the middle. She's got Arlie LaFountain way upfield. McDonough looking to run on that ball, and it's taken away by Beach. Set taking that ball away, and Waters, correction, that wasn't Waters, that was Durgan looking to get a hold of that ball. Facette along the end line, and Passano doing a nice job of taking that ball away and turning it upfield. Nice job by Southwick to step up on that ball, and she is taken down by Danielle Dyke as the crowd goes wild, and we'll have a foul called on the Eagles. And I could see that one coming as she was chasing her down the field. Nice long ball by Gagnon into the Eagles defense. All played into the middle of the field as McDonough closes on it, and Gagnon and Durgan, a little pushing action going on at midfield, and Beekmantown running the ball down the right side. Southwick once again battling, and ball over the end line, and we'll have a goal kick. Roberts coming in for Dumas, giving her a break.
Lizzie! Switch with Caitlin! Caitlin, stop her! Caitlin, stop her! Okay, right back in there.
So Hollister going down on the far side. Play goes on as the Eagles keep control. And Villamere turn the wheels on a long shot. And a nice save by Emmerich. And that ball just punched over the top of the net. That was Riley Facette with a golden opportunity. If she would have kept that one low, it would have been in the back of the net. And the Cougars catching a huge break there. And we'll have substitutes for both teams. We've got Leah Casey going in and Gabby Dumas back into the game, giving Gagnon a rest.
Battle it. Turn. Defender number 5. Defender number
Would you
5.
call that dodging a bullet at the other end there, Chris?
Absolutely. That ball had goal written all over it. If Facette would have just kept that below the crossbar, that was a 1-0 game right there. But I guess we can say that about the opportunities that the Cougars have had at the other end. And I guess it comes down to who can capitalize first, Calvin. Waters set to throw this ball into the 18s, skipping around, and Villamere and Roberts, as Roberts sends that ball out.
But Gabby, get it back to Kate, Gabby.
Like you started. Back to where you started. Take it.
It's LaFountain sending the ball back to Dumas at center field.
Not too high, Lonnie, not too high.
A dangerous ball there by the Cougars.
Turn and go.
We had Durgan going down. Durgan's got her hands up in the air looking for a call, and I don't think that's going to help with the referees. And that ball nicely played out by Jenna Trombley as Natalie Rao comes back in for Harley LaFountain. So just under 20 minutes left here in the second half. Still a 0-0 tie.
Gabby, you're up now.
A very exciting game going here between these two teams. Back and forth action in the second half. Both teams with some good opportunities. Just neither team able to capitalize up to this point. So a little misplay there by the Cougars. Ball going through 3 defenders, and McComb able to clear that one out and avoid that threat. And we'll have a stoppage for a foul. That one called on the Eagles.
You gotta take care of 17. Don't let it get behind you.
Houghton playing a high ball into Sample. Sample looking to gather that ball up. Does a nice job back. Roberts taking a shot from way outside, and that was off the side of her foot, and Baker out to make that easy grab. So Waters and Durgan on the left side. Durgan calling for that ball through the gap, and Passano coming back to break that one up. We have number 18, Emily Roy, coming into the game. She's given Hollister quick rest here. Hollister getting some nice touches in this second half, her first varsity action, and almost had an opportunity to score a goal. A long ball played up to the 18. Marley Sample putting some pressure on as Trombley clears that ball out. Combs safely playing that one out of bounds as she had Durgan putting some pressure on her.
Contain! Contain, Hazelin, all the way!
Cougar coaches telling McDonough to contain Villamere, and that's probably about the best way to approach her. Is if you can keep her in front of you, you have a better chance of keeping her from scoring, because once she gets by you, she's usually gone. She'll take this corner kick here for the Eagles. Nice corner kick right in the 6-yard box, right across the box, and that is Rowell clearing that ball out as the Eagles look to take a second shot. Missed kick by Royer. She recovers and sends it to the far sideline. It's another lucky break there for the Cougars as that ball saw itself go all the way across the 6-yard box untouched. Nice touch there by Dumas over to McDonough. McDonough over on the near side in front of us. And we'll have a stoppage here for a Cougar substitution. We'll have Hollister coming back into the game, giving Dumas a rest. Villamere coming out with that ball. She got 3 Cougars around her. She goes down, and another Cougar goes down, and play goes on. No whistle. Everybody stopped on the field. There was no play, and Roberts taking a shoulder, and it appears as though anything goes right now. Durgan over here on the near side corner. She steps over the ball, looking across it into the 18, and Villamere getting set to rifle a shot, and it's a low, weak shot, and Emmerich will pick this one up. That ball deflected out by Waters. So nice job there by Hollister stepping in front of Villamere, not allowing her to collect that pass. Waters throwing that ball in, and Villamere with a push on Hollister. That foul being called, and the Cougars will have a free kick. It appears as though McComb will take this one. So, full arm extension there by Avery Scott, and that one set. Lizzie Roberts all alone in the center of the field, looking to switch fields. McDonough breaking down the right side, and she's taken down, and we'll have a foul called. So good hustle there by McDonough getting to that ball.
I just want one of those, please. Just one time I'd like one of those.
Passano setting the ball, and Hollister will be taking this kick. Ball played into the 18, and nobody there for the Cougars as she'll play it back in. And that ball sneaking through. Marley Sample looking, takes a shot, and nice save by Baker. That ball was destined for the back of the net, and Baker getting across, getting her hands on that, and sends it over the sideline. So excellent opportunity there for the Cougars, and Baker keeping this a 0-0 game with 11:25 left here in the second half.
I don't know why they're not going in. I know, I said no.
Dunna with a high corner kick. That's going to be cleared out to the center of the field by the Eagles. So the Eagles defense back on their toes the last minute or so here in the second half. And Durgan sending a ball up on the right side. Villamere looking to take it to the end line, and Rao doing a fine job of taking that ball away. Villamere in pursuit of the ball, taking it back, and a two-handed push there by Villamere as a Cougar goes down, and we'll have to see if there's a stoppage in play for that one. And there will be. Looks like we'll have a yellow card served here. Yellow card it is, and Villamere will be coming to the bench on that one, as the Cougars will get a free kick. Cougars with two subs waiting to come in. We have Brindley LaFountain and Gabby Dumas.
Who are you going in for? No. Kate Townsend. Yeah.
Chris, I don't know why those subs weren't allowed to go in before. They were there before that corner kick, well before the corner kick, and the refs didn't let them in. So, letting them in
And
now.
Mr. McCullough was questioning that as well, but
Hey, John, you all right? Did you say you needed a sub? What are they saying?
Mr. Labarge comes over to speak to Mr. Bursick.
Okay, and just move audio. Then just move audio.
So we'll have Rao coming back into the game for the Cougars, giving Roy a break, and Villamere coming back in, and we're down to 10 minutes left here in the second half. We still have a 0-0 score between the Beekmantown Eagles and the Northeastern Cougars. This Section 7 Class B semifinal game. We have the Saranac Chiefs and the Plattsburgh Hornets, number 2 and 3 seeds, waiting on the sideline for their match to start at 7 p.m. and the winner of that game facing the winner of this game. So another foul called on the Eagles. Southwick punching that ball up to the 18, and there's a misplay by the defense as Baker comes out, and she'll pick that one up at the 6-yard box. So Marley Sample hanging around up there. She's the only offensive player for the Cougars up front tonight, and she's just been hanging around and looking for that goal. Villamere looking to break down the field, and McComb stepping in to break that up. So the Cougars catching a good break there on the transition as Villamere turn the speed on, going up the field looking for Durgan. Sample once again putting pressure on, and she didn't touch that one, so the Cougars will have a throw, and McDonough coming into the game for LaFountain.
Avery, Riley, find the midfielders. Avery, find the midfielder. Mark it up. Don't go back, Kirsten.
Sample shielding the ball, looking for someone to pass to, and we'll have Roberts battling on the sideline, and Mr. Norton will call that Eagles throw-in. Waters looking up the field, and a nice job by Southwick to head that one out. That was McComb just getting that one past Villamere as she was looking to snag that one out of the air. Ooh, and Hollister taking a ball right off of the face. And we'll have a change in possession there, and play still going on. Villamere on the far side, play goes on. And we'll have a stoppage in play finally for Hollister, taking that ball off the face, and she has a bloody nose, so she'll have to come off.
Chris, this is one of the drawbacks with the three officials is they don't have whistles of the flagmen. In situations like this, where there's dangerous situations, these flagmen ought to be able to blow the whistle once in a while. I'm going to blow it on every play, but have it there for situations where there's injuries that are serious or potentially serious.
And I agree 100%. Also, any other fouls or dirty play that's going on when the main referee, usually the main referee's watching the ball, what's going on, and if an elbow's being thrown or something else is going on behind the play, you'd like the other referee to be able to stop the game if he has to. So the Eagles calling for 10 yards here as Mr. Labarge backs up McDonough. Free kick taken by the Eagles after that stoppage for injury. The Cougars clearing that ball out to midfield. Passano doing a good job of stepping up on that one, and Marley Sample will be turning it on, trying to take this from Jenna Trombley. Trombley doing a nice job turning that outside and safely plays that one out and stops the Cougar threat for her team. Sample inside the 18, looking to chip that one in, and that will be out of bounds, and we'll have a goal kick for the Eagles.
Mentioning to Corey Thompson at halftime how quiet it had been in that first half, but he's been busy this second half.
Well, it's good to have someone around that
Highly qualified.
is qualified to administer first aid to these athletes, and it's great that he is here to do that for all the participants. So the Eagles switching fields here. Waters looking for a ball down the left side as Passano chases that one down, and she'll let that one ride.
Stay with the mark, stay with them, stay with them! Aislinn, Gavin, Aislinn! Not behind you!
A ball thrown to Villamere in the middle of the field as Houghton tries to defend her. Villamere carrying that ball to the far side of the field. McDonough trying to contain her, keep her in the corner, and Villamere pulling it back and sends it in, and that's broken up by Southwick. Southwick, the good effort there to clear that out to prevent the corner kick. Be Danielle Dyke in the far corner. Rowell going down, and Dyke will look to cross this one, and that is deflected out of bounds, and there will be a corner kick for the Eagles. And Coach Bursick calling out a number, and looks like the Eagles looking to play a short ball here. McDonough stepping out. The short ball is played right on the end line. McDonough trying to break that one up, and Houghton sends it back out of bounds. So if I recall, it was 2 years ago the Cougars got beat on that. I think it was the number 2 short ball played by the Eagles, and they dribble right down the sidelines and put it in the back of the net. So the Cougars will have to keep their heads up on that corner kick. Don't want to get beat on the end line. Well, a long shot taken, that's deflected, and we'll have another corner for the Eagles.
Stay with your mark! Stay with your mark!
We're closing in on 3 minutes remaining here in the second half. Eagles putting the pressure on. Cougars looking to hold on for 3 more minutes. Eagles all at the 18, breaking for the 6-yard box, and Lizzie Roberts sending that one out of bounds. Roberts with a nice tackle there, no foul, and she looks to go up the sideline and goes over the sideline. The Eagles throw it in.
Push him out! Ren, you gotta get up now! Avery, find the midfielder!
So it appears as though that ball never came in, and the Eagles will throw it in. It's Avery Scott over on the far side. And Sample will be called for a trip on that one.
Hold right there! Mark up! Mark up!
I believe the Cougars caught a break on that foul earlier, as it looked like the Eagles retained possession on that foul and had the advantage, and that was called back, so it stopped the Eagles push, and the Eagles call for a foul there as Dumas will take this free kick. We're down to 1:12 seconds here in the second half. Royer stepping up to midfield to come into the game as a substitute. Nice job by Waters, take that ball away, and that's broken up by Passano, and we'll have a handball called. And with 45 seconds left here, the Eagles have a free kick. Coach Bursick telling his girls to hurry up. They're looking for one last offensive push here.
All right, go to the ball!
Ball chipped over the head of LaFountain, and Waters will be in the corner, and that's sent out of bounds. Down to 22 seconds here. Waters throwing it in. That ball's into the 18-yard box, and the Eagles with one last opportunity. We're down to 15 seconds. They'll have a corner kick here, and how sweet it would be for them to win this game on the final corner kick of the game. Villamere taking this as she slips to the ground, and that is cleared out by LaFountain, and this game will come to an end as regular time ends, 80 minutes, and the score, Beekmantown Eagles 0, Northeastern Clinton Cougars 0 here in this Class B semifinal matchup at George Brendler Field, and we'll await the first 10 minutes of overtime between these two teams.
We are getting ready here for the start of the victory, it's girls. 2 10-minute overtimes. No matter if somebody scores or if they score 10 goals, they're going to keep playing till 20 minutes are up. To a 2 10-minute sudden, but not sudden victory. I'll just explain, not sudden victory here. Chris just couldn't refuse those Mickey fries anymore. He had to go get some Mickey fries. And you're back. How'd they taste?
I ran out of time. I couldn't even get them.
Oh, the line is just amazing.
Not good.
No.
It's the best part about coming here. All right, start of the first overtime here in the Class B semifinal girls game. Both teams playing to a 0-0 score in regulation.
Suppose you want the roster, yeah?
McComb over to clear that one out as Waters was closing in on her. That ball played across the 18, a shot attempted there by Villamere, and just couldn't get a foot on that one as Southwick went down. So that ball's out of bounds, and we'll have an Eagle throw-in. Had an excellent first half. Both teams with some great scoring opportunities, and just no one able to capitalize. So we're sure that intensity is going to carry on here in the second half. The crowd very much into this game. And we'll have a foul called on Southwick, and Villamere very dangerous from this location, and she has the capabilities of sinking this one in the far left corner. And that's what she looks for, far left corner. That's headed up and over the top of the net. And everybody's waiting to see which way it's going to go. That's what I thought, but it looked like they were going to set up for a goal kick. So,
well, hey, if you're the Cougars, why not? You believe you if you think it should be, and let the refs make the call.
I wasn't sure if the ref made the call. I wasn't sure if they're waiting to see what the players did. And another corner kick. This will be low and right on the end line, and that's kicked back out. And Villamere will try this again. So the Eagles holding at the 18. I'm sure they'll break towards the net on this kick. And they do. That ball played high to the top 6-yard box. Head on it. And the Cougars able to clear that one out. So we'll have a... Looked like we had a Beekmantown player down. She's back up. And that ball chipped inside the 18, and Emmerich out to grab that one at the top of the 6-yard box. So good pressure there by the Eagles. Houghton all alone in the middle of the field as she looks up for Royer on the left side. Royer looking to get that ball, and she does so. Rory doing a nice job of keeping that ball with her as she cuts it back, crosses it into the box, and just over the foot of Sample. Roberts back to Dumas. Dumas trying to pass it to Roberts, but in a straight line, and the Beekmantown defender able to break that one up. Houghton chipping that into the box, and Sample colliding with Baker. Sample going down, and I know she's tough. She'll get back up. So good effort there by both players as Baker comes up with that ball. Durgan in the middle of the field. She's got her arm up calling for that ball, and Villamere didn't see her. Villamere crossing that into the 18. It's deflected, and Houghton sending that one out. Emmerich stepping out to play that, and smartly pulls her hands down and lets that one go out of bounds.
That was a wise move.
So Hollister, after the bloody nose, she took a hard ball right to the face, and she's recovered. The bleeding stopped, and she's back in the game.
Avery, who's your mark? 21's your mark.
That ball played short, and Danielle Dyke sending it back into the 18. Dumas out to Hollister, and she's unable to corral that one, and it goes out of bounds. Dyke on the misplay sends it into the 18, and that appeared as though it went right off the knee of Emmerich. I don't think she was ready for that one. And we'll have another corner kick. I believe this is going to be the third or fourth corner kick here in the first overtime for the Eagles. Jenna Trombley taking this one. That's inside the 18 to the far side of the net, bouncing around, and Southwick getting a foot on that one. Durgan trying to pull it back to get a shot. Villamere cutting it to the end line, sends it inside, and once again broken up by the Cougars. So the Cougars doing a pretty good job here in the overtime, packing it in on defense, trying to prevent the Eagles from getting any real good scoring opportunities. Hollister with the ball has nobody to pass to at this time, and she loses it. Morale doing a nice job stepping up, a little slow to get up, but she recovers and back into position. And McComb will let this ball go as the Cougars will have a goal kick. So Leah Casey coming in for the Eagles. She'll be giving Dyke a break here. We're down to 3.5 minutes in this first overtime. Passano getting taken out on that play. That's Villamere cleaning her out, and we'll have a foul called as Passano has yet to get up. All right, back in action here. On the kick, the clock will stop, and after Passano had her head taken off, we're back in action.
It's time.
We are down to 3 minutes exactly left here in the first overtime. Still a 0-0 score between the Eagles and the Cougars. Eagles looking to put some offensive pressure on here. Villamere sending a long ball into the 18, and that's knocked around by the Cougars. Leah Casey, number 6, looking to get a foot on that one, and that'll be Hurwitz in the defensive position looking to send that in. So a long ball by Emma Beach, and that is over the end line. Gagne set to take this goal kick, and that's a short goal kick. Emma Beach looking up the field, and that's Gabby Dumas clearing that out from the center of the defensive position for the Cougars. So that ball will roll over the end line, and the Cougars once again with another goal kick, and we'll have to see if Gagne can get a little more on this one. So a little miscommunication there. Looked like a couple of the Cougars hesitated, thinking the other one was going to take it, but they're able to get it out to Hollister. Hollister here on the sideline, and Hollister following it and deflects it. Sample in the middle of the field. Sample hustling hard, and that's taken away by the Eagles defense. So we're under a minute here as this ball rolls over the sideline, and Hurwitz will throw it in. Dumas misplaying that one as Durgan picks it up at midfield. You got Durgan at midfield. Villamere looking to cut through the seam, and that's misplayed by Southwick, and she does a nice job of recovering on that, not giving Villamere any leeway with that ball. 30 seconds. Sample taking that ball away. She looks up for Houghton. Houghton breaking up the left side of the field. She got 3 Eagles on her. She tries to pull it back, and that's taken away by the Eagles defense. Dunna hustling over on the far side. Gagnon stepping up from the defensive position, and we are under 10 seconds here, and it looks as though the ball will be out of bounds. And at the completion of this first overtime, we still have a 0-0 score between the Eagles and the Cougars.
What is it after that?
Are they sudden death?
Sudden death 5 if we get that far. The Cougars are going to kick off.
So the Cougars starting with the kickoff here in the second overtime. This is the second of 2 mandatory 10-minute overtimes, not sudden death. And if nobody scores in this one, I believe we're going to go to 2 5-minute sudden death overtimes, and after that it'd be a shootout. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. A long shot by Villamere, and Emmerich getting a hand on that, keeps it in bounds and makes that save. Southwick sending this one up to Sample at midfield. Roberts playing that one out of bounds. Waters to take this throw in. Durgan cutting this ball back to middle field. She's looking to the center, passing it to Villamere, and that's sent out by Rao. Sample in the middle of the field. She's battling with Jenna Trombley. Trombley able to fend her off and send that up the field. Emma Beach trying to send that one out wide, and there's no one there for that ball. Cougars set to take this throw in. Villamere looked as though she was going to cross this one. She cuts it back, and she's going to send it in with her left foot, and Dumas just clearing that one out of bounds. Now long ball played back in. That's Jenna Trombley, and it takes a big bounce, and Emmerich grabbing that one. Emmerich had Villamere closing in, looking for any mistake on that play, and Emmerich doing a nice job of gathering that ball. We'll have a stoppage in play for a foul. Gagnon stepping over to take this one as Royer comes to midfield looking to substitute. And a nice ball played in, and nobody there for the Cougars. That goes right to Kelsey Baker. So Baker's first touch here in this second overtime. There's 6.5 minutes left. Riley Facette played that ball for the Eagles. Sample blocking that ball as Lizzie Roberts takes it, looking to cut the defense, and takes it to the outside. Looks to cross it in, goes right to an Eagle, and Southwick will punch this ball back in. Villamere has the ball, sends a long one up, looking for Durgan. Durgan in pursuit of the ball, then Emmerich goes out to the left side of the box to grab that one. Macomb looking to play that ball, and we'll have a foul called on the Eagles, I believe. Offsides or a foul?
Foul.
All right, so we had a foul called there on the Eagles on, I believe that was Durgan. So a long ball played in by Gagnon. We'll have two Cougars chasing it. So good battle going on the far side. The fans getting into it. And the Eagles will have a throw in from midfield. Once again, the Eagles will have a throw in, and we got the two teams fighting over the ball over there. And I think we'll have a handball called on Rao. So the Cougars trying to get back. Eagles looking to take a quick kick here.
Inside!
Villamere with a nice long ball on net. Emmerich, I'm not sure if she got her hands on that, but that went across the box, and she's got her hand up looking for a ball as if she didn't get her hands on it. So we will have a Cougar goal kick. So a good effort there by Villamere, but just a little wide. We're at 3.5 minutes and counting here in the second 10-minute overtime as Gagnon takes his goal kick. Villamere once again taking that ball, turning the wheels onto the corner. She'll break it into the edge and sent back out by Macomb. The Cougars defense looking to hold strong here. They've done a pretty good job throughout the game holding this potent Eagle offense to no goals. There's a big cross over the hands of Emmerich and just out of the reach of a break in Beekmantown Eagles. So the Cougars catching a good break there. That was Riley Facette getting her leg up in the air looking to punch that one in the net, and it was just over her foot. So good effort there by the Eagles, trying to pick up a late goal here in the second overtime. So the Cougars transitioning. McDonough looking for Roberts. Roberts is going to take it to the end line. And Beekmantown player going down, and nobody there for the Cougars as the ball is sent in. Eagles playing it safe and just clearing that one out. Not sure if it went into the cornfield or not, but nice job there.
That's why I set up to the seam.
Southwick chipping that ball high as Sample looking to put some pressure on. She's shielded off the ball, and it'll go over the end line.
Right there's good. Right there's good.
So Roberts with a good opportunity there. The ball skips under her foot. And a good job by the Eagles defense stepping up to clear that ball out. Gagnon in a collision there with Avery Scott. Good effort there by Rao as she takes that ball away, and then she's taken out. So we'll have a foul called on the Eagles. And Gagnon will step over to take this free kick. So we're down to 1 minute and 5 seconds left here in the second overtime. So Gagnon taking her time over there, and she'll send a high ball into the middle of the field over the head of the Eagles defense. Ball chipped into the 18. McDonough closing in on the ball. Baker was stepping off her line, and then she started to return. So we'll have a Cougar throw-in with 37 seconds left here. Roberts at the top of the 18 sends a long ball in, and that's going to be wide in the back of the safety net. So Calvin, not only did you get overtime tonight, you're going to get 4 overtimes tonight.
Well, maybe.
Much to your delight.
These next 2 are sudden victory.
Or sudden death. That's or sudden victory. That's correct. So we're down to 10 seconds here as the timekeeper counts it down. And at the end of the second 10-minute overtime here in Chazy, the Eagles 0, the Cougars 0. All right, this is the start of the first 5-minute sudden victory, as Calvin calls it. Overtime, we've already been through 2 10 minutes, and both teams unable to score, so we'll see what happens in this first 5. Cougars looking to put the pressure on early. Houghton taking a nice shot, and that's going to be let over the end line by Baker. So the fans are into this game. Going wild over there. We got all players on both benches standing. Tons of excitement as we wait to see who's going to win this game. Roberts working the ball in the middle of the field. She's looking for someone to pass to as McDonough breaks to the corner, and a little too much zip on that one, and the Eagles will throw it in. It appears as though Passano is done for the game. She come off the field with an injury earlier. I didn't know if it was shoulder or neck or what it was, but there's a long ball played up for Durgan. Gets by her and played back to her. Durgan looking to turn it to the left side. We have Southwick in pursuit of her. Villamere looking to take a long shot, and a nice job by Lizzie Roberts to break that one up. So the Cougars doing a nice job of shutting down Villamere this game. She's the leading scorer in the league this year by a long shot. I don't think there's anybody close to her. And done a fine job of containing her and keeping Villamere in front of them, not letting her get any dangerous scoring attempts this game. Definitely has been an exciting game tonight, and the only downfall of this game is someone has to lose, and either way you hate to see a team lose in a well-contested game like this. Both teams having a good season, and one of them eventually will move on in the state playoffs. Gagno playing that ball up, no Cougar there, and Royer will turn on the wheels as she looks to get that ball before it goes out of bounds, and good job there by Hurwitz to let it go over the sideline. Gagno looking up for Marley Sample. Sample getting a nice touch on it, beats the defense in, takes a shot, deflected out of bounds by Emma Beach. So Sample's had about 3 or 4 opportunities this game where she's just chipped that ball over the defender, and she turns and runs. She does a very good job of that, and giving her team a few scoring opportunities, none successful at this point. And Olivia Gagno will step up from the defensive position, and she'll take this corner kick. So the Cougar defense pushed up, filling that gap between them and the midfielders, and Gagno set to take this kick. Gagno with a high ball right into the 6-yard box, and that's deflected out by the Cougar. Shot taken by Houghton, and she sends that one off the side of her foot and out of bounds. The Cougars had all their players lined up on the far side of the net, nobody on the short side, and the Eagles had 3 players there and were able to clear that one out. Well, Lizzie Roberts sending that one back down to Jenna Trombley, and we're under a minute, Calvin. We're down to 55 seconds here. Cougars looking to pinch in, keep the pressure on, and get one last scoring opportunity before the end of this sudden victory 5-minute overtime. Rel sending that one back up. Royer looking to cross it into the middle. Sample closing in on it. Sample back to Gagnon. Gagnon rifling a high shot and right into the hands of Kelsey Baker. So good save there by Baker. As time runs out, we're down to 20 seconds. Big punt by Baker just over midfield. And a little collision there in the middle of the field. Did not appear to be any foul, just a unfortunate collision. And with 5 seconds left, Royer looking to track this down, and it doesn't look like she'll get to it, and that will be the end of the first sudden victory overtime here at Shazy. Score still 0-0. All right, fans, this is the start of the second 5-minute sudden victory overtime between the Eagles and the Cougars. Eagles kicking off here to start the second one. They're looking to put some immediate pressure on here. We have a 0-0 score and a hotly contested game tonight. Villamere looking to put some pressure on, and that ball's taken from her, and Roberts pushing it outside to Royer. Royer cutting it back, sending it up to Sample. Sample once again trying to put some pressure on, and that's out of bounds off of her. So Gagnon grabbing this ball in the middle of the field. She's got a lot of room in front of her. Sending up to Marley Sample, and Sample, whether she was on the wrong side of the defender or the ball was on the wrong side of the defender, I don't know what it was, but there was a nice line there, and Gagnon and Sample just unable to connect there. So good effort by both players, and maybe next time they can hook up on that one. Southwick and Waters going at it as Southwick's able to get that up to McDonough. Good give and go there as McDonough is just a little short on that one, so good idea there. Facette turning back to the inside of the field, and she'll find Villamere in the middle. Villamere does a great job of distributing the ball to her teammates, as seen by the assists she's had this year, and she was looking up the field but couldn't find any good line to send that ball through. So ball rolling across the 18, and Gagnon steps up, chips that in. Houghton does a nice job of shielding it. Sample knocking it over the right side. McDonough on the right side looking across it, and that's broken up by Jenna Trombley. McDonough from the 18 taking a shot, and that's blocked by Riley Facette. 2.5 minutes to go. Both benches standing. The fans are loud over on the sideline, and Houghton crosses this one in, and Baker easily picking that one up. Baker looking to transition quickly. She gets that out to Villamere. Villamere in the wide open is fast, and she's turning the wheels on, but has to slow up as it's out of bounds. And we're down to 1:50 seconds. McDonough with a lot of free space in front of her. She's going to take a long shot, and that'll be an easy save for Baker.
We gotta move.
So Gagnon trying to trap that, mistakenly sends it behind her as Durgan picks it up. She's breaking down. Emmerich coming out. Durgan going in. And Emmerich comes up with a big slide and save there for the Cougars. Outstanding effort by Emmerich as she had Durgan closing down on her full speed, and we're down to 1 minute and 15 seconds here. And I'd have to say that was Emmerich's save of the year.
Now with your head. Keep it. Emma. Volley it.
Get it deep. Go ahead.
We're down to 1 minute as Southwick's going to throw this in from midfield. She's looking for Sample.
Alyssa, keep behind. Back up.
That ball right to the middle. Lizzie Roberts. Roberts at the 18. She has time for a shot. Dribbles it. Taken away as she's surrounded. Sample with a big shot just over the top of the net. So awesome opportunity there for Sample with about 40 seconds left. And the Eagles, who knows, it looks like they might take the time here as the Cougars are putting some continuous pressure on them. Goal kick taken by the Eagles and sent back in by the Cougars. We're down under 20 seconds. A shot taken on the far side by Royer. That'll be over the sideline, and that looks like it will be the end of our second 5-minute overtime, and we will be going to penalty kicks. That was exciting. All right, welcome back, fans. This is the start of the shootout in the Class B girls Section 7 semifinal game. We played 110 minutes of soccer, and we have a 0-0 score, so we'll be going to a shootout. Both teams selecting 5 players. For the Eagles, we'll have Kelsey Baker in goal, and for the Cougars, we'll have Katarina Emmerich in goal. Great contest tonight between both teams. A lot of excitement. Players, fans into it, and unfortunately, someone's got to lose tonight, and we hate to see it happen this way, but that's the way it is. So appears as though Kirsten Villamere, number 13 for the Eagles, will be stepping up. She'll take the first penalty shot for the Beekmantown Eagles. Villamere, the league's leading scorer this year.
Over 100 for her career.
Very skilled player, and she's in the spotlight now. We'll see if she can score for the Beekmantown on their first penalty shot.
Right, so she's explained they'll take 5 shots if necessary. And if they're still tied, they'll go to a sudden victory shootout. But right now it's 5 shooters.
Emmerich has her hands up, stating she's ready. Villamere on the whistle, and in the back of the net. No! Not in the back of the net, Calvin. I saw the net hit, and it was the net behind the goal. So my eyes are deceiving me, Calvin.
I thought it was in.
I saw that net move, and I said it's in, and she was wide on that. So Villamere missing, and that a definite boost for the Cougars as number 10, Arlie LaFountain, steps in to take this, and she sinks that high into the right. Beautiful shot by Arlie Sample as Baker was diving to her left. So the Cougars, after 1 shot each, are up 1-0. Next up for the Beekmantown Eagles will be number 10, Riley Facette. Riley Facette will be set on the whistle. Emmerich ready, and Emmerich just getting a finger on that, but in the back of the net. So excellent shot there by Riley Facette as she went low and to the right of Emmerich. So we'll have number 7, Lizzie Roberts for the Cougars, a senior. She'll be stepping up to take this as Baker motions she's ready, and shot top and to the right of Baker. So another beautiful shot by the Cougars. Lizzie Roberts, no question there, putting that one in the back of the net.
Keeps the pressure on Beekmantown.
Yes, it does. After 2 shots each, Cougars up 2-1. So the Eagles playing some catch up here. They can't afford to miss another one as Alyssa Waters, number 2, is set to take this one. Waters takes her step forward, and Emmerich getting her hands on it, and that goes off the post and in the back of the net. So Emmerich leaning one way, trying to come back, gets her hands on it, but Waters sinks that one in the back of the net. So good effort there by Waters. So Kelsey Baker for the Eagles in net, stretching out, getting ready. Fans cheering her on. The Beekmantown fans will have number 18, Emily Royer, also a senior, set to take this penalty shot. And in the back of the net, all 3 Cougars putting their penalty shots in the same exact spot, no question there, as Royer hits the back of the net. We'll have Avery Durgan, number 9 for the Eagles, making her trot down to the penalty marker from midfield. After 3 shooters, Cougars up 3-2 as the Eagles missed their first shot, and Durgan preparing to take her penalty shot. Whistle by Mr. Labarge. Durgan set to take the kick, and over the top of the net, off the post. So heartbreaker there for the Eagles as Durgan misses high on that one.
So this could be a winner right here.
It comes down right now to number 4, Gabby Dumas. Dumas sinks this one. The Cougars are moving on. If she misses, still life for the Eagles.
Go to the 5th shooter. This is like a World Series.
Dumas backing up to the 18-yard box. Baker on her toes, motions that she's ready. We've got the whistle from the ref. Dumas takes a shot, and a save by Baker. Excellent job there by Kelsey Baker, getting her hands on that as the ball went to her right, and the Eagles still with some life here.
But they've got to score on this one. If they score, Gagnon won't have to shoot. If they don't score, Gagnon won't have to shoot.
So we're down to the final shooter for each team. We've got number 17, Olivia Scott. She's got to score to keep her team in this. Emmerich to her feet. She waves it. She's ready. Scott set to take it. And a save by Emmerich, and the Cougars win in the semifinals of this Class B championship here at George Brendler Field. This is a huge upset for the Cougars, probably the biggest win I've seen for them in years, as they upset the number 1 Beekmantown Eagles, and unbeaten, undefeated. And the Cougars pulling off the upset, and they will move on to the sectional championships against the winner of the next game, Plattsburgh High School and Saranac Central School. So the fans, the Cougar fans, going crazy as their team upsets the Beekmantown Eagles tonight. And what a game it was, Calvin.
I think the fans ought to throw in a few more dollars because they got more than their money's worth tonight, Chris.
Absolutely. Some good entertainment for $5. So I'm sure all the girls on the Cougars team, as they come off, are elated and in awe that they were able to pull this off. It's been many years since the Cougars have been able to defeat the Beekmantown Eagles in the sectionals. And we want to congratulate the Beekmantown Eagle players. Mr. Bursick, the head coach, has done an outstanding job with that team. They've had a great program over the years. Wishing them the best of luck, and congratulations to the Cougars and Mr. Supernaw. Excellent job tonight. and we wish them the best of luck in the championship. On behalf of Chris Gagnon, Calvin Castine, this is Hometown Cable. We thank you for joining us for this very exciting game tonight. I assume we'll see you back here for the championship game. And as always, your continued support is greatly appreciated. We thank you for your donations, and have a great night.
With that thought, I want to thank the Beekmantown Booster Club for making a contribution. Pete Bursek gave Greg Myers, the athletic director, a check from the Booster Club. So we thank the Booster Club from Beekmantown for supporting viewer-supported Hometown Cable. And I thanks to Chris Gagnon for doing another excellent job on the microphone. And thank you for watching.